dominated the world have used money to rule it and have ruled it in their own interest. It looks at a world economic system that has no regard for the poor, that has no regard for the small nations, that has no regard for the poor of the small nations. And the policy is a dignified policy, is not a violent policy, is not a policy of guns. It's a very honorable policy, but it is a very clear policy. It is a policy that calls the poor of the world to stand together, to stand firm together, to struggle together, to struggle for change, to struggle for justice, to struggle through organization, to struggle through will, to struggle through determination, to struggle to build a new kind of world in which your children and mine will walk with more dignity, with better housing, with better opportunity, with better prices, with better response from the World Monetary System. That is the world to which I call you. That is the world for which I struggle, and no power will turn me back from that world. And comrades, if you go and walk with me, if you go and step with me, if you go and move with me, we're moving as warriors. We're moving in determination. We're moving to struggle. We're moving to change that world. No power will turn us back.
Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green, dog. Me no chow chow. No. Ha 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 ho ho. Who ya know?
But if change is what we really want to see, ladies and gentlemen, then we must rise up. We must unite. We must advocate. We cannot remain silent. Where are the young men, the young women, the men, the women, the boys, the girls who will put aside political divide and do what is best for Jamaica? Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. Even our pledge, our national pledge, says before God and all mankind, we cannot see a better Jamaica unless we return to the foot of the cross. Jamaica under God must increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity, and play our part.
If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
I said I'm happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his hand. Yes, mommy, I see you. Yes, the journey's almost over. Shut up. And the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling. I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Slide up it. Over there, so. Wanna ready to get, wanna get up now, man. Wanna get up now, man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go. I am happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his. Over there, so. I said the journey's almost over. I know the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling in my heart, the best is yet. Come on, sir. I said the best is yet to come. When I walk through heaven's gates, yeah, I said the first time I'll see Jesus. I can hardly wait. And he showed me to a man, son, and said, child, this is your home. And I have a feeling in my heart. You know this one? Listen, shut. Tell me who made the angels sing, and tell me who made the joy bells, and tell me who is the King of Kings. Nobody but my, come on, side of it. Well, yes, he made the world, he made the sea. Oh, fasten them together with his shaman. Under his control and under his command. Nobody but. Tell me who made the angels sing, or tell me who made the joy bells. Slide up in, emancipate. Said I've got somebody with me to share my heavy load. I said I feel his presence near me every day. All and no trouble overtake me. Oh, I love life. Somebody lift up your hand. One hand. Slide up in. Wave. I said I know easy.
Oh, you know. I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. Wave your now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. Oh, I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear. Everybody know I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Watch out now. I want to see the angel marching. I want to be in that number. I want to hear. I want to hear that trumpet song. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear. God bless you now. I want to hear. When my name is called, I want to hear. Everybody this song, everybody this song. If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be here. Get something and wave it. Get something and wave it. Get something and... If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be happy. Walk out, Christian, walk out, Christian. I only live my life to please. Send me rocking for the road and the star on my phone. I only live my life to please. Live up my life. Come on, man, wave that man. Everybody, everybody, sir. Live up my life. Live for Jesus. This is silent night. What a holy night. But Virgin Mother and Child.
Blood and fire, comrades who are in jungle tonight. On the nose that the word is love. Comrades, me come with a speech, but it's a different speech me have to give tonight. But before I go into that, we have been saying all night that young people know say time come. And I want to bring up a young man who has looked for himself, him read for himself, him search for himself, and when him done, him realize that the only choice he could choose is the People's National Party. And I want to welcome Comrade Perry.
Hold on. We don't have much time. When I say time, you say come. Time. Senator Murray, somebody asked me, Perry, why aren't you a Labourite? Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow. No. Ha, ho. Who you know? Underpants, Paulo. We the gal in the
Hold on, cut in, man. Hold on.
Me coulda never green.
Hold on, no DJ, man. Hold on. I don't have much time. The next Prime Minister, let me shake your hand, so big up yourself, Mark Golding, Jensek, and brother, Dayton Campbell Doctor. Listen, in 1938, the People's National Party was formed out of the vision to help the poor people. It was born out of restlessness of the people seeking for better. And I believe that the People's National Party continues to be the answer for the people. Can I hear an amen? Hold on. In 1995, under the auspices of P.J. Patson, the most honorable, there was a revitalization and an extension of the new National Youth Service Program, which gave young people the opportunity to earn Commander Man Church. It gave people the opportunity to better themselves. I don't have much time, but hear what? I hear the other people them say, you must choose Jamaica, but you can't choose Jamaica without choosing the people. God bless you.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow. No. Ha, ho. Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow.
Wave your flag, comrades.
Comrades, I want to let you know that young man is the former guild president at the University of the West Indies. That is the kind of young people that we attract in the People's National Party.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country. I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country.
Yes, 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 yes. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. I hope that you are doing well. Happy Sabbath. Who is celebrating? Who is keeping the Sabbath today? Let me see all the persons who are not eating pork. You know, I am going to be very, very honest with you. You listen to me, man. You see jerk pork, there's just something about a nice, somebody said nice shirt. Of course. This color is a beautiful color, you know, man. It brings out my melanin. Am I speaking here today? Come on, man, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sabbath.
Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow chow. No. Ha 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 ho ho. Who you know?
Yes, it's a nice color. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Saturday, happy Sabbath to all those who are enjoying the seventh day and they're keeping it holy. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, like the live, share it with a friend, invite somebody to come over. If you've not yet subscribed, please do so. Let me just do a little roll call, man. It's Saturday. We're calming things down today. We're gonna still blaze the fire, but we're relaxing today, man. The Sabbath day is a day to really rest. So we're resting. But we still have a few things to talk about. Let me know where you're viewing from. Let me know where you're viewing from. This is The Perspective. I'm your host, Perry Cummings Jr. Let me do a roll call. Roll call, brother, sister, roll call. Roll call. Bronx, Yuatan, Cincinnati, Ohio, Los Angeles. Come on. Let me see. Florida, Atlanta is in the house. Spanish Town, big up on yourself. Clarendon, upstate New York. What them know about? Florida is in the house. St. Andrew. Yes, Mandeville. Come on, man, ladies. Portmore, New York is here. Bronx is here. South Manchester. Who else? New York is very cold. I can just imagine. A lot of New Yorkers here, man. Big up everybody who is tuning in from New York. A lot of New York people there here. Yes. Zuel, St. Andrew, Silent Hill. Where is Silent Hill? Yes. Port St. Lucie. Yeah, man. Angel, Spanish Town. All right. Jane Street, Canada, St. Mary. Southwest Florida. GB. Who else? Port St. Lucie. That's Florida as well. St. Elizabeth, Queens, New York, Baltimore, Curacao. Big up on yourself. Ontario, Canada is cold. That's what I've been hearing for the longest while now. Silo, St. Elizabeth, big up Silo. Yes, man. Pembroke Hall, Kingston 20, big up on yourself. West Hartford. Come on, man. London. Big up London every time. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lovely program again for you guys. We have a few things to talk about, a few things to touch on. Blazing TV review. Blessings the man, blessings the man, blessings the man, blessings the man. As you come, just like the live, as you come, like the live. Winifred Saunders, Wagwan, Houston, Texas, Richmond, Manchester. Come on, man. New Jersey. We're there live. It is the 24th of January 2026. East Portland. Big up on yourself. East Portland has been on my mind, you know. I've been saying it. Clarendon Silent Hill. Oh, okay. That's in Clarendon. East Portland has been on my mind. Yes, man. I need to go through East Portland again. Ocho Rios. Big up on yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited about your future. I hope that you're excited about mine. Last night, we had a wonderful, early this morning, we had a wonderful prayer session. Who was on the midnight cry? I hear that a snowstorm is coming. Toronto, brace yourself. East Portland again. Georgia, blessings. Somebody viewing from Mona. My place at man. Big up Mona, big up Papine. You understand what I'm saying? Who was on midnight cry this morning? Midnight cry was a blessing. It was a blessing. We prayed. We sought the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? And God is doing a wonderful thing. In this season, as we pray together, remember to pray for me as I pray for you. We must pray. We have to pray. If we don't pray, ladies and gentlemen, then we risk ourselves losing out on the blessings that the Lord would have prepared for us. Right? Somebody said, we were a little late, Yvonne. Hush. If you tarried a little longer, you'd catch us at 12:30. Hush, Yvonne. So somebody with name Asgold39. So midnight cry is what we do every Friday night. We pray. We don't talk about no politics. We don't talk about none of that. We just pray for our country. We pray for the leaders. Yes, we pray for our children. Yeah, man, midnight cry. It's a non-political. It's nothing of any politics. Nothing of that nature. Right? We just pray and seek the face of the Lord. And my God, wasn't it a blessing? Somebody said that there's 12 inches of snow for New York starting tonight. Wow. Please stay warm. Yes, I'm hoping that by now you guys have your clothes. You know how much layers of clothes you're supposed to have put on already. Well, if that is not going to keep you warm, I hope that the Holy Spirit will keep you warm as well. You understand what I'm saying? But the prayer meeting was such a lovely one, and trust me, we are anticipating the testimonies. We're anticipating to hear the testimonies of what the Lord has been doing. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm very excited about that. How should we start tonight's show? Wow, so much to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes persons will think that we are biased and we have no sympathy for our police officers. You see, just as though we ask that the police officers extend leniency. You understand what I'm saying? When they go out on operations, we ask that our citizens also treat our officers with respect. You understand what I'm saying? And we must also extend the grace to our police officers. When I saw this news, I had to come out and take a stance. Policeman mowed down by taxi operator in Clarendon. We have to condemn this act, ladies and gentlemen. We should never feel good knowing that our taxi operators or any vehicle on the road, any driver on the road is hitting down police officers. It's not good. You understand? And this is where we must split the justice. You understand what I'm saying? We'll be taking calls at around 7:30, Dorna. But we should never feel good knowing that police officers are being hit down. I think there's a dancehall song out where the man is saying that the police should move with his speeder gun. Yes, cause them will lit down police aground. We can't support that type of thing. Mind you, I ask the police officers to treat the citizens with respect. But as intelligent people, as people who are objective, people who are sensible, we cannot condone this act. It is wrong. It is wrong, ladies and gentlemen, that the taxi operator mowed down, hit down the policeman. It's wrong. Remember, we're not like JLP bloggers who will only come and talk, yes, and try to make conversations political. We're not like some of the low IQ JLP supporters. We as intelligent people will look at a situation and objectively say, no, we don't want police officers to be hit down by taxi and other drivers. So we condemn that act. But in the midst of it, we are asking police officers to be very careful as to how you engage the citizens. We have to talk about the 300% increase in fatal shootings. You understand, based on the statistics, it seems as if every day the police officers were killing somebody. And a lot of the times, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know who was actually wrong. Why? Because a lot of the police officers, they don't want body cameras. They think they want body cameras. They don't want people to be watching them. They want to be able to operate in a way because they are the enforcers of the law and them have them gun. They don't want persons to be watching them. They don't want persons to hold them accountable. So a lot of them were against the body cams. So we saw this increase in police fatal shootings and we condemn it. We condemn it. We're still asking for the Commissioner of Police to come out and address this thing properly. Because to date, ladies and gentlemen, I have not heard a sensible statement from the government nor the Commissioner of Police. If you see it, send me it so I can listen it or read it. But nothing has been said. Blessings to you, Auntie Patsy from St. Thomas. Nothing has been said in any sensible way to condemn the very concerning increase in police fatal shootings. And that, for me, ladies and gentlemen, is very worrying. You understand what I'm saying? I want persons to understand what I'm saying, So while we don't uphold taxi operators and other drivers driving over police and hitting down police, that is not right. I was driving the other day. I was speeding, I will be very honest. I was speeding and the police officers on the ferry take out them speeder gun. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to pull over. Thanks be to God, when I wind down the window, it was one of my friends in the force who saw me, smiled and said, Perry, go on. And I drove off. So I'm not going to say that you don't have good police officers out there who are not willing to be lenient, who are not willing to. You understand what I'm saying? But it is very alarming now, ladies and gentlemen, because in the midst of all that is happening, you have some terrible police officers who feel as if they can unalive the innocent and nothing should come out of it. Life withstand blessings. You have some terrible police officers out there. They are not extending any grace, no leniency, nothing like that. Overseas, isn't there another ICE shooting? Wasn't there another ICE incident, ladies and gentlemen? Where the ICE agents, they shot another person. I tell you, every day this country is becoming like the United States of America, If we are not careful, ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica will continue to mimic what is happening overseas. I saw the video. I wouldn't even play it here. So disturbing. They based on what I read, they disarmed the man. Yes, they took the gun from him, I believe. Right? And it was about 5 to 6 different ICE agents hold down the one man, 37-year-old male in Minneapolis. Yes. Them hold him down and they murdered him in cold blood. Ladies and gentlemen, we must be very careful. We must be very careful, because if we are not careful, we will continue to enable enforcers of the law to operate in any way that they see fit. And what will be the result of that? Cold-blooded murder. So just like that. Somebody, Sandra is saying that the guy is an ICU nurse. Wow. And I believe I read that the only thing that he had on his file was just some traffic tickets, right? It wasn't a criminal. It wasn't any person that you would deem a menace to society. This man was positively contributing to his society and to the medical field. It's a shame and a disgrace. So overseas, you see ICE agents just going around, murdering people, and Jamaica is following that same trend because we've enabled some of our police officers to operate as if they are the big bad wolf and they can do whatever they want to do. It's disgraceful, ladies and gentlemen. It's a shame. And we must call it out. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're driving on the road, please stay in the right. Don't hit down no police officer, please. But I'm going to also say this to the police officers. It is your responsibility to serve and to protect. It is your responsibility to serve and to protect. It is not looking good in Jamaica where the police-citizen relationship is concerned. And speaking about hitting down.
And still in Maypen, Clarendon, a man reportedly of unsound mind was killed after he stepped out in the path of a vehicle traveling along Manchester Avenue. TVJ News understands that the deceased, identified only by his alias George Pang, was involved in a dispute with another man of unsound mind. According to eyewitnesses, he was trying to avoid being hit by the accused, who had allegedly injured him in the head with a brick. He then ran onto the main road where he was run over by two vehicles. Neither of the drivers stopped. He was pronounced dead at hospital.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. None of the... You hear what happened a while ago? Let me play it again. You hear that, ladies and... That's sad, you know. It's actually very sad.
And still in Maypen, Clarendon, a man reportedly of unsound mind was killed after he stepped out in the path of a vehicle traveling along Manchester Avenue. TVJ News understands that the deceased, identified only by his alias George Pang, was involved in a dispute with another man of unsound mind. According to eyewitnesses, he was trying to avoid being hit by the accused, who had allegedly injured him in the head with a brick. He then ran onto the main road where he was run over by two vehicles. Neither of the drivers stopped. He was pronounced dead at hospital.
That's actually very sad because the people didn't stop. I'm seeing a comment a while ago and let us address it again. We are not disputing the fact that the 37-year-old in Minneapolis was not armed. That's not the argument that we're bringing across. What we're saying, Dr. Hall, I believe that's the name I'm seeing in the chat, is that he was disarmed. You have 5 to 7 ICE agents holding down one man. They disarmed him. He was no longer a threat. There is no sense in proceeding to shooting this person multiple times. Let us not try to complicate the conversation. And these are some of the comments that continues to enable this type of activities. If I am armed and dangerous, but you've managed to take my weapon away from me, you've managed to restrain me, there is no need to unalive me. That's the point that we're bringing across. So nobody is participating in sensationalism. We're talking about the facts, and the fact is he was no longer a threat. And it is the same thing that happened in this country too. It is not sensationalism when the young man at Cherry Tree Lane was caught on camera with his hands in the air. He was not armed, nor was he dangerous. Yet the police officers shot and killed him in cold blood. Where is the sensationalism there? Some of you people can be so heartless. Some of you can be so heartless. And based on the messages that I am getting right now, he had a license to carry a gun. We will now do the investigations to see how true is that. But this is what I'm hearing from other sources as well. He was also in a state that you are allowed to openly carry a weapon. So before you come on the platform and talk about sensationalism, because a lot of you, you guys will defend some of the very harsh policies and the harsh modus operandi of President Trump, because a lot of you are Trump loyalists. Sandra is also confirming that he had the right to carry a concealed weapon. He was no threat to anyone. You understand what I'm saying? So when you come talk about sensationalism, be very mindful of what you're saying. Again, my sources as I'm speaking, they're saying that the Minneapolis police chief confirmed it. So what type of sensationalism are you talking about? This man was a nurse. He was in a state where it's legal to carry a concealed weapon. He was a positive contributor to society. Fine. Let's say that you saw a weapon on him and you assumed that he was armed and dangerous. You took the weapon from the man. You took the weapon from the man. What's the sense, Dr. Hall 1992? What is the sense of you shooting and killing the man? Answer that question. What's the point in doing so? That's what I am asking. What is the sense of the heart of man has become desperately wicked? If you overpower the man, 5 to 7 agents I saw with my own 2 eyes on top of this one man. What's the sense of killing him? Have we become so cold-hearted? Have we become so callous? That man was a son, possibly a father. You already overpowered the man. What's the sense in killing him? Your aim nor your mandate was never to kill people. That was never the mandate given to the ICE agents. Go and do your research. What is the role of the ICE agents? It's not to kill, steal and destroy. That was an execution. So don't come on the platform, come and talk about sensationalism. Nobody is not about sensationalism. We're talking about the right to human life. The right to live. That's what we're talking about. These people executed a man in cold blood. Are you going to come and talk about sensationalism? You guys are some busy people who speak like this. You're a part of the problem. It's a very cold world that we're living in. Talking about sensationalism. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the reasons why the world can't be different. We can't see no change. That's the reason why this world is in such a sad state. So let's do the research. The primary role of the federal agency ICE, they are responsible for enforcing immigration laws within the US, interior investigating transnational crime and protecting national security. It focuses on detaining and removing undocumented immigrants, particularly those posing threats to public safety. You don't have to kill people. You don't have to kill people to detain them and to remove undocumented immigrants. You don't have to kill people. So what are you going to come and talk about? Do your research and look up the role of the ICE. Look up the role of ICE agents. They were never mandated to kill. They fired about 6 bullets. 6 bullets. 6 bullets. That's not detaining. Your aim there is not to bring this undocumented immigrant then back to his country or whatever the case is. Your aim there is to murder somebody in cold blood. You disarm the man, Miss Dallas 262. You disarm the man already. You have more body manpower than him. He's one man. And you already have 5, 6, 7 people on the one man, and you're gonna still kill him? And you're gonna try and justify that? Don't come and talk about sensationalism, man. What are you going to say about the woman that they killed before? You remember the woman that they killed in the front of the car? You remember that? What are you going to say about it? Because the video is there for everybody to see. She was turning away from the ICE agent, and them still kill her. So don't come and talk about sensationalism, man. It's comments like those continues to enable injustice and things of that nature. You already disarmed the man. You overpower the man. And you're gonna still kill him? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And for anybody who stands by those activities, you must check yourself as well. And ask yourself what type of love you have for humanity. It is shameful. So when we go back to even the issue of people just driving, you hit, and you know, the government needs to do better with the persons of unsound mind in this country. I think we've neglected those who are of unsound mind in this country. You know, Jamaica has normalized the whole business of, you know, them mad. So anything happened to them, happened to them. No, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do much better. And for those 2 vehicles that run over the man and you drive gone, may God have mercy on you. A life is a life. A life is a life. You guys hit down the man, I want to drive gone. That is the same thing that we're talking about. The cold-heartedness of man. The Bible said it, you know. The Bible said it, you know. The heart of man will become desperately wicked. So because he's mad, we shouldn't care? Do we have better policies then as to how we can protect those who are of unsound mind? It's very cold, Althea. When you hear people reason like that, it's very cold. We have to treat our fellow human beings with a greater level of respect and a greater level of appreciation for their life. The aim at all times, ladies and gentlemen, is to preserve life. It reminds me of another video I saw overseas, where apparently this man he had an identification card for his wife, right? But apparently, it was an emergency his wife or his partner was experiencing. I don't know if the person saw that video. And when he brought her to the hospital, they were asking for identification, but not rendering any assistance. They kept on asking for identification, but no assistance was being rendered. And the man was so upset, he went back there and him done them. The value of life, Jackie Walford, is not there anymore. Because as a medical professional, the aim at, especially in the through the emergency entrance, the aim should be to try and preserve life. Let us stop looking at skin color and ethnicity. Let us stop looking at where people are from. Let us stop that foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about a human being. Where is the empathy, Althea Berry? Where is the empathy? Where is the appreciation of human life? So when 7 men can be on top of 1 man,
You disarm him. And you still turn around and put 6 shots in him. You're going to come and talk about sensationalism? Madman run out into the road because he was in an altercation with another man of unsound mind. He runs into the road. 2 vehicles hit him down. And you don't even stop. You drive gone. Because what? You realize I'm a madman. And what is going to come out of that? A life is a life. A life is a life. Let us get back to basics. Let us get back to basics. A life is a life. We cannot reason like this, ladies and gentlemen. If this is how we're going to look at things, we're living in a very sad world. And this is the reason why we have to pray too. It is so sad, man. Man accused of murdering UTech student Anissa Dilworth, further remanded to seek bail. Now here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me well. In this country, there is a blatant attack. And it's nothing new, you know. But there is a blatant attack against our women. There is a blatant attack against our women, our young people, our children. Listen to what I'm going to say, and somebody must understand what I am saying tonight. We must allow the law to take its course. But if this man is indeed guilty, you shouldn't even feel the need to seek any bail. If you are guilty, you should remain behind bars for the rest of your life. You know what is happening in this country? A lot of people are getting away with criminality in the land. So they have the audacity to come and ask for certain things. Listen, the man charged for the death of University of Technology, Jamaica student Anissa Dilworth, was today. Right? I believe this was 1 day ago. We're talking about it now. You understand what I'm saying? The lawyer is asking for bail. Listen to what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to allow the law to take its course. You remember what happened to Donnelly? Too many of our men are getting away with murder in this country. Too many of our men, they are getting away with murder and criminality in our country. We said it yesterday. There was a day, ladies and gentlemen, there was a time in this country where our women were protected. Am I telling a lie? If I'm telling a lie, tell me if I'm telling a lie now. There was a time in our day and age, ladies and gentlemen, where our women were protected, where our children were protected. As a girl, you wouldn't have to worry about certain things because it was a law in badness. Yes, it was almost like a law in badness, where our women and our children were off limits. Nowadays, it seems as if the go-to victim, it's our women. We have to protect them. So we need to go through every process necessary to find out the truth. We're not grant no bail right now. We need to know what really happened. And we need to see the end of this case. Because this was a university student. I just left university, ladies and gentlemen. I feel it. Another future gone. Another promising young person. Cut off from society. Cut off from amongst her friends and her families. Somebody needs to be brought to justice. Justice must be served. Blazing TV Review 2026 must be a year where we see a change. We must see a change. Nobody's not going to just get bail and gone. And what happened? Who is to be held accountable? No, no, no. We want to see somebody being brought to justice. Let us go through the evidence. Let us go through the evidence. Anissa's family, all of them are crying, all of them are bawling, they are mourning. People are traumatized. People are living in fear. People are living in fear, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because our women, they are under attack. Our children, they are under attack. There's no love for our women anymore. A lot of these men, them love man more than how them love woman. So there's no regard for women anymore. There's no protection for our women anymore. There's no care. Man a beat, woman a abuse, woman a unalive, woman a kill all themselves. In the mind, the devil is a liar. See, Miss Dallas in the comment section says she had to walk away from a violent relationship. Listen to what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. 2026, we're standing on business. Do you understand what I'm saying? Probably if it was back in those days, if a man was found out to be harming women in that manner, probably they would have been unalived, dragged on a chariot in the city for people to see. I'm not saying that we should do it, but I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen. We're not fighting against these things the way we should be fighting against them. And that's one of the reasons why Jamaica is in the state that it is in. But if the head of the stream is corrupt, if the head of the stream is corrupt, ladies and gentlemen, what do we expect? We've seen so many persons get away with criminality in this country because of political affiliations, because of name, what their last name is. What their last name is. Because of the money that you have in your bank account. Because of your job and your status in society. Gone are those days. We want justice to be served. And persons are still talking about Jaden Smith. What happened to Jaden Smith? What happened to Jaden Smith? God is going to treat Jamaica based on how we treat our children. We've not been treating our children with the level of care and protection. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it is sad. The conversations are dying out, ladies and gentlemen. When last did this government come out and say anything substantial on the Jaden Smith case? The police came out and said that there were some setbacks regarding the Jaden Smith case as well. No level of urgency. It doesn't move you that a promising little boy was cut off from the face of this earth. God, he knows what has happened to that little boy. A lot of shady things we've seen in the news. A lot of shady things we've seen in the news. And nothing is coming out of it. Why? If it was somebody else's child, ladies and gentlemen, if it was somebody from the upper echelons of society's child, do you think that the police would be having setbacks? Or probably to this date, right now, they'll still be searching under every house, in every bush. But because their children are in their mansions, yes, private school, in their mansions, private school, they have 24/7 security. Their children are escorted to school. Because their children have a certain last name. And because of the pigmentation of their skin. And because they are well protected.
because they are well protected, because their families are okay, there's no sense of urgency. If it was ever a politician child that was missing, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. News would be carrying it every day, every day, every day. Am I speaking untruth here? If I'm being disingenuous, tell me, you know. But if it was a politician's son, if it was a big police officer's son or daughter, if it was a big CEO daughter or son, make it was ever the prime minister's son or one of them, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. Jamaica would have been flipped upside down. They would have gone in every parish. They would have gone in every community because of the person's son who is gone missing. The devil is a liar. A life is a life. Our children are the future. I'm going to talk, Swaby. I'm going to have to talk it because it's true. It's hurting. It's hurting me. Why? Because I know it is true. If it was somebody else's child, ladies and gentlemen, of a certain class, social class, of a certain background, of a certain academia, of a certain education, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. It would have been in the news, on every billboard, on every wall. But we've separated society in class, and the plantation society still exists today. So because it's not the plantation owner's son, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And it's a shame. It's a shame that Jamaica has morphed into a very cold environment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have Christ with you as you traverse these roads, may God have mercy upon you. But our children are being attacked. Our women are being attacked. The baby and the breast, they're not safe. Nothing about the 4-year-old that was murdered. Nothing about the young man at Cherry Tree Lane. Under this administration, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen the coldest society. The government does not care, so why should we care? That's basically what is happening. A lot of people don't care because there's a don't care attitude from the head come right down. Yes, Rodney Johnson, light the live, ladies and gentlemen. Take a minute right now and light the live. We're going to take a break and come back. It's sad. We're living in a very sad time. Jamaica is unrecognizable. Jamaica is unrecognizable. There was a time, I'm young, but I'm telling you based on what I know, what persons would have said, what person would have shared with me. They would say, son, there was a time in Jamaica where we had peace. It wasn't always like this. Our children were protected. Our women were protected. People were protected in this same country. What happened? Like the live, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break and come back.
And Pearl Therapy, we are here to help you to bring ultimate relaxation to your feet. Our hot stone, Swedish, and deep tissue massage services are here to help you to get rid of tensions, minor swellings, and aches and pain, increase flexibility and circulation. If you are having any heart or circulatory diseases, then this might not be for you. Reach out to us and let's see if you can secure yourself with a foot massage for as low as $4,500. Thank you for choosing Pearl Therapy, the healing hub. Food is designed to be felt, not just tasted. Soft warmth, gentle richness, a harmony that melts effortlessly on the tongue. At Cummings Exquisite Caterers, every dish is an invitation, guided by passion, finished with elegance. We cater for life's most meaningful moments, elegant weddings, private celebrations, and much more. With a serene repast center just 10 minutes away from 2 major cemeteries. We are located at 38 Dublin Spanish Town Road. Reach out to us, 876-573-9124. Cummings Exquisite Caterers, where desire meets dining.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Perspective. I'm your host, Perry Cummings Jr. It's a Saturday. You know, we're reflecting on the week, and we give the Lord thanks for his ability to keep and to preserve us. Yes, we're a bit calmer tonight, but we still have a lot of things to talk about because so much is happening in our country. But I saw Mr. Mark Jefferson Golding doing some good things, and I wanted to bring some awareness to it. One integrity boss, you know. One integrity boss.
Yes, so this is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition in Jamaica. And I just wanted to reach out to Caring for Others, to thank them profusely for their generosity in providing a container of much needed items, household items, cleaning items, bedding items, etc., clothing, which is being distributed to people who are severely in need here in the parish of Hanover, which is one of the parishes that was most affected by Hurricane Melissa hitting Jamaica on the 28th of October, 2025. And, you know, without the support of people like Caring for Others, we would really not be able to get through this. So big up Caring for Others, and I urge you to do more if you can. And with me, I have MP Andrea Perkis, who's the MP for Eastern Hanover, and Heather Miller-Bennett, who is the MP for Western Hanover. And they've both had baptisms of fire into parliamentary politics, having been elected for the first time in September and having to deal with the crisis of this terrible hurricane from October onwards. But they're doing a great job. And it's with the help of people like Caring for Others that they are able to really uplift the spirits and hope of the people they represent. So enough respect, and thank you very much.
And I want to say thanks to Caring for Others. They've given me the opportunity to continue to care for others in my constituency. With their donation, sheets, the household items, they're well needed. And I want to say thanks. And if you can donate more, we'll be happy to receive. The people of Western Hanover, thank you.
In the midst of adversity, you find your friends. And on behalf of the citizens of Eastern Hanover, I want to say a big, big thank you to Caring for Others. We were able to go into our communities and assist with hurricane relief. We thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Comrade Leader. Caring for others, you know, we have to give a big shout out, right, to that entity who is doing well in Hanover. But ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I want to bring something to your attention. You recognize that there has been a very quiet approach as it relates to the hurricane relief. You realize that the government is not really saying much about hurricane relief again. It has died down. Just reflect. Last year, almost every other day, we saw a press briefing from the government and their officials. You understand what I'm saying? Even when they were grandstanding and doing PR stunts, they had a lot of press briefings and a lot of things were being said. Since 2026, since we've started, you realize that there has been a lull, a hush, as relates to hurricane relief. Yet, the government has been receiving a lot of money in the name of hurricane relief. So while they're receiving trillions of dollars, all sorts of commitments from different countries from all over the world, we're not hearing much about it. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people in the West, they are suffering. They are suffering. A lot of people still hungry. A lot of people still don't have any water. A lot of people still homeless. Where the food there? What is the money doing? There is a hush. Nobody's saying anything anymore. And it seems as if a lot of us as Jamaicans are forgetting that a lot of people are still suffering in the western part of the island, but we're going about our lives like nothing ever happened.
A lot of people are suffering, ladies and gentlemen. They're suffering.
As we continue our focus on the post-hurricane needs of the community of Parity in St. Elizabeth, this evening Krista Campbell zooms in on the issue of water.
From no water to too much, residents of Parity in St. Elizabeth are drowning in issues since Hurricane Melissa swallowed up their shores on October 28, 2025. Almost 3 months later, they say they're still flooded daily. Blocked drains are part of the problem. Ponding is another.
Water two side, sea a come over. Hurricane done and gone and sea still a come over. Cross the road and go over the lake. Same way. So what we're going to do?
Like an evening time, when time it get high, they see dash and it will come over and come back up the whole place of water. So that's the reason why the water now really get the jar.
For one family, it's created an indoor pool nobody wanted. This is the result of the community pond eating away at the foundation of this house, causing flooring in 2 bedrooms to cave under the pressure.
They bring a pond inside your house, behind your house, in your yard, your playground, where you would have your playground. They bring a pond in there, and no playground for the kids.
You have to just mentally strong. I'm just holding on.
Residents have been trying to help themselves.
Even sometimes we have to dig like chin.
Yeah, like one
and send back the water to the sea. And as soon as we do that, it'll fill up again.
So this appeal to the authorities.
Stand down, we need like some rock. Heavy boulders. Some, heavy boulders, you know what I mean? We can fill up the water because the soil really eat out bad.
Everywhere, every house, people are trying to put on fine zinc over the lake, fine zinc all about to put on, but zinc forget somewhere for sleep. Enough people still catch a people place for your sleep, and what we're going to do? We cannot do anything.
To set back this roof, we have to take off at least, even here, if you can really set it back the right way.
Darren Linton says he, his mother and sister each lost their houses in the hurricane. Besides the housing needs throughout Parity, he stressed water is most important. Empty drums line the roads in the community. Residents hopeful of the occasional distribution from water trucks. When there is none, they either pay for trucked water or
persons come to the areas and give us like the bottled waters. So we have water can drink, but we don't have any water to bathe, clean the house, wash dishes and clothes and stuff.
The residents lament that their kids are sometimes dismissed from school prematurely because of the lack of water. And so they appeal for government intervention, even as they call for dumper trucks to do a mass cleanup of the debris in the community. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Is who in charge of this place here? Who is the MP? Who is the member of parliament, ladies and gentlemen? It's Saturday now. We are cruise. We are cruise. Somebody say, where is Perry? Why are you asking about? Perry is right here. I'm asking about the MP for that area. Who is the MP? Who is the MP? I'm just asking. Probably I don't know. Who is the MP for that area? The people are suffering, man. Where is the help? Whose constituency is that? People are suffering, and I have to advocate for Jamaicans, even if majority of them voted for the greener side. It is my duty as an advocate to advocate on behalf of my Jamaicans. The people are suffering in that constituency, Mr. Floyd Green. I hear that you're sending out lawsuit. But the people in your constituency suffering. You can't be so caught up. In things that are futile. But the people in your constituency suffering, they voted for that. That is what they voted for. I could never be a Labourite, ladies and gentlemen. Never be a... Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green, dog. Me no chow chow. No. Ha 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 ho ho. Who you know?
hold on. Them find him. Them find Mr. Floyd Green. They pay perspective. Listen here now. Listen here.
And Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, Floyd Green, visited the community of Party on Friday, responding to the residents' concerns about the state of the community post-Melissa.
We're working with NEPA and International Wetlands Day. We will be here to do a comprehensive cleanup of the party, not only the community but the mangroves, so that we can start the process of restoring the mangroves in parties. I think they also know that the extent of the damage across Southwest St. Elizabeth means that there are multiple communities, especially those on the coast, that require this sort of attention. And I also know that part of their challenge is in relation to their shelter replacement, shelter repair, getting back their houses up and running, and the government has now announced the shelter replacement program, the roofs program, and those grants will start next week.
As for the issue of water,
we are going to be installing a 2,500 gallon water tank on the fishing beach in Party to help treat with some of the water issues. Since Hurricane Melissa, it has been very difficult for the residents to get water. While trucks do come, it is, in terms of the consistency, they will still have some difficulty. The idea is not only will the trucks come and deliver to the households, we will fill the tank regularly so that they can come into the area and get tanks.
he says ice will be distributed twice per week, particularly to help fishers properly store their catch.
Microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out.
Hey, you know, so I'm not laughing at the people in Party, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, unlike labor rights, I have a heart. And it doesn't matter which political party you vote for. I advocate for Jamaicans, even when you've made foolish decisions. You know, even if you make foolish decisions, I'm going to scold you like a good parent and ask that you do better the next time around. St. Elizabeth, you need to vote for the People's National Party because your MP, he doesn't care about you. But you hear Mr. Green, I run out of breath. When I listen to
And Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, Floyd Green, visited the community of Party on Friday, responding to the residents' concerns about the state of the community post-Melissa.
We're working with NEPA and International Wetlands Day. We will be here to do a comprehensive cleanup of the party, not only the community.
Hey, Mr. Green, I want to run you down. Deny them? You're an incompetent minister. You're an incompetent minister. Is now you decide to do all of that? You don't even care about the people who voted for you. You're a disgrace. You're an incompetent MP. You're an incompetent minister. Is who running you down? Crocodile. Somebody say crocodile.
Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow chow. No. Ha ha ho ho. Who you know?
I could, it is a disgrace. Why the man running out of so much breath? Somebody say him fright now, why you never know that they were going to interview you? You're a disgrace.
to your constituency. Look at the conditions of the people. And you see the irony is that as a support of the People's National Party, I have to now advocate for your constituency. But because they are Jamaicans, ladies and gentlemen, hey, I could never green. Mr. Floyd Green, I could never be a green. I could never be a Labour right.
Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow chow. No. Ha ha ho ho. Who you know?
Look at the disgrace. Look at what the people. Look at the condition of your constituency. Now, I would think that the people are living in luxury. This administration boasts about being the best administration in the history of the country. That's what they say. You would think that they're on top of their game and they're on the ball. Mr. Green, you're running, you're out of breath, sound like the lies are running you down. The promises that you're making is like them running you down. And you're trying to run away from the realities that the constituency is facing. But no matter how much run you run, Mr. Green, the reality is that you're an incompetent member of parliament. You're a shameless minister of agriculture. Because with all that is happening, the $870 million given in contracts without proper oversight, that is the reality that you are facing. And instead of being held accountable, instead of stepping up to the plate as the face of the ministry, you came out and tried to disassociate yourself from the reality. Talking about lawsuit. Yeah? Talking about lawsuit. You're the face of the ministry. Anything that is happening under the Ministry of Agriculture, you are the person we must come and ask questions. It's you we have to ask questions. Your constituency is in shambles. And the only reason why I'm going to advocate for the people in party is because they are Jamaicans. All you guys try to do is scare tactics. Scare tactics. Scare tactics here, scare tactics there, scare tactics everywhere. To try and stop people from advocating. Look at your constituency. Sue me for that. Is the people them talk about it. Since Hurricane Melissa, the people have been living in shambles. No, Papa, no, you're just talking about water. No, you're just talking about water. You are a reactive member of parliament. An incompetent minister too. Running out of breath like nobody running you down. So disgrace. And the people are still going to vote for him. Because this die-hearted politics, the die-hearted politics that has taken over this country. People will see the incompetence. It's my opinion. If I believe the minister is incompetent, it's my opinion to have. If I believe the member of parliament is incompetent, it is my opinion to have. You are an incompetent member of parliament. From last year, the people have been living in destruction. So people like OG will come and try to tell people to be careful. What? Because I'm speaking the truth? I'm speaking the truth. The people are living in shambles. So be careful of what? It's the truth. You're an incompetent member of parliament. You come talking about the people are going to get this and the people are... Where is the proactive leadership that we need in this country? The people living in squalor, Yvonne. The only reason why I'm going to advocate for them is because they are Jamaicans. Even though they are blind by the political party that they support. You're an incompetent member of parliament, Minister Green. Just like the many other MPs on the Green side. Incompetent. The disgrace. Reactive as always. Look at the state of the place. Nobody there to give them any assistance. But you guys busy going on social media and Twitter talking about lawsuits. Disgrace. No, OG, you don't have to worry. When I talk, I won't say anything that is not truth. This is on the news. I'm not speaking about something that is not out there in the public to see. It is the people in party came out and complained, and I'm just amplifying the voices of the people in party. They don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. The reason why party is in the state that they are in right now is because of the incompetence of Mr. Floyd Green. It is incompetence why party is looking like that after how much months. And it's them vote for JLP. So disgrace. Let me play it again. Because I don't feel like it's me a make up story upon the minister. It's what the people them say. Listen.
As we continue our focus on the post-hurricane needs of the community of Parity in St. Elizabeth, this evening Krista Campbell zooms in on the issue of water.
From no water to too much, residents of Parity in St. Elizabeth are drowning in issues since Hurricane Melissa swallowed up their shores on October 28, 2025. Almost 3 months later, they say they're still flooded daily. Blocked drains are part of the problem. Ponding is another.
Water two side, sea a come over. Hurricane done and gone and sea still a come over. Cross the road and go over the lake. Same way. So what we're going to do?
Like an evening time, when the time it get high, they see dash and it will come over and put back up the whole place of water. So that's the reason why the water now really get the jar.
For one family, it's created an indoor pool nobody wanted. This is the result of the community pond eating away at the foundation of this house, causing flooring in 2 bedrooms to cave under the pressure.
They bring a pond inside your house, behind your house, in your yard, your playground, where you would have your playground. You bring a pond in there, and no playground for the kids.
You have to just mentally strong. I'm just holding on.
Residents have been trying to help themselves.
Even sometimes we have to dig like chin.
Yeah, like one
and send back the water to the sea. And as soon as we do that, it'll fill up again.
So this appeal to the authorities.
Stand down, we need like some rock.
Heavy boulders.
Some, heavy boulders, you know what I mean? We can fill up the water because the soil really eat out bad.
Everywhere, every house, people are trying to put on fine zinc over the lake, fine zinc all about fi put on but zinc forget somewhere for sleep. Enough people still catch a people place for sleep, and what we're going to do? We cannot do anything.
But this is we have to take off at least. Even here, if you can really sit it back the right way.
Darren Linton says he, his mother and sister each lost their houses in the hurricane. Besides the housing needs throughout Parity, he stressed water is most important. Empty drums line the roads in the community, residents hopeful of the occasional distribution from water trucks. When there is none, they either pay for trucked water or
persons come to the areas and give us like the bottled waters. So we have water can drink, but we don't have any water to bathe, clean the house, wash dishes and clothes and stuff.
The residents lament that their kids are sometimes dismissed from school prematurely because of the lack of water. And so they appeal for government intervention, even as they call for dumper trucks to do a mass cleanup of the debris in the community. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
It's a feckless government, inept, incompetent, inadequate, ineffective. How many more adjectives do I need out of my brain to describe? And it is now you're going to come out, and it's now you're going to come out and talk about what you will do. How many weeks you had to put plans in place, Mr. Floyd Green, Member of Parliament? You're incompetent.
And Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, Floyd Green, visited the community of Parity on Friday, responding to the residents' concerns about the state of the community post-Melissa.
We're working with NEPA and International Wetlands Day. We will be here to do a comprehensive cleanup of the party, not only the community but the mangroves, so that we can start the process of restoring the mangroves in parties. I think they also know that the extent of the damage across Southwest St. Elizabeth means that there are multiple communities, especially those on the coast, that require this sort of attention. And I also know that part of their challenge is in relation to their shelter replacement, shelter repair, getting back their houses up and running, and the government has now announced the shelter replacement program, the roofs program, and those grants will start next week.
As for the issue of water,
we are going to be installing a 2,500 gallon water tank on the fishing beach in Party to help treat with some of the water issues. Since Hurricane Melissa, it has been very difficult for the residents to get water. While trucks do come, it is, in terms of the consistency, they will still have some difficulty. The idea is not only will the trucks come and deliver to the households, we will fill the tank regularly so that they can come into the area and get tanks.
he says ice will be distributed twice per week, particularly to help fishers properly store their catch.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a national disgrace, of course. Tony and Organics blessings. It's a disgrace. You're going to do this, you will do that, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. So what have you accomplished since Hurricane Melissa passed? What have you had to wait? Thank you. I like when the people preach with me, man. I like when the people preach with me on this platform and help me out. So what have you accomplished since Hurricane Melissa passed? And you have OG and Labour right in the chat talking about don't talk like that, he will fix it. What have you accomplished since the hurricane passed, OG? Don't tell me about what he will do. He had months to put things in place. The people are living like dogs. Talking about what he will do. It's a disgrace. Not one thing you have accomplished. And it's when the people come out and talk up, you're gonna come and try and do damage control. Lot of PR stunt. Marcia, you're calling. We're taking calls at 8:30. We have 2 more minutes. Incompetent minister, incompetent member of parliament. Talking about, quite frankly, I was afraid. Minister of Agriculture Floyd Green testified on Thursday that fear had prevented him from giving an immediate statement to investigators following a fatal 2013 police shooting along Acadia Road in St. Andrew. Quite frankly, I was afraid. Green said when pressed by defense attorney Hugh Wildman as to why it had taken him 4 years to provide a statement. You are afraid. He is spineless member of parliament. Spineless government. Nobody is willing to talk up and to speak up. Nobody is willing to say anything and take a stance. Quite frankly, you are afraid. Is that disgrace? You're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to speak up, but you're not afraid to grandstand in parliament and try and shut up the opposition. Yes, we have clips, Mr. Floyd Green. We don't speak without facts. So you guys can't sue me. In parliament last year, we have enough clips of you standing and trying to shut up the opposition when they're advocating. You were afraid then, but you have no fear now. We've heard you in parliament. We've seen you in parliament. Very bold, I might add. So where was the boldness then? Afraid of what? Speak the truth. Speak it ever. Cost it what it will. Stand on some morality, Mr. Green. Stand on something. Stand for what is right. Speak your truth. Afraid of what? You can't pick and choose when you're bold. You weren't afraid to come out since the party people start talk. You weren't afraid
to come on TV and make promises and grandstand again, running out of breath. You probably need to check that though, in all seriousness. You can't be talking and you're running out of breath. You're just talking, you're not running. Or is the pressure that you under? You're a feckless minister and a feckless member of parliament. You're inept. It's a disgrace. Quite frankly, we're afraid. It's a disgrace and a shame. You know what else is a disgrace and a shame? We're going to be taking some calls because I know Marcia want to come and say something else. But this is how uncaring the government is. They don't even have any regard for the young people and our school children. It's a disgrace. You need to step down, Mr. Green. Step down, man. Step down. Send in your resignation. You and Tufton and all of them. Step away from this leadership thing. You guys can't manage it.
A public health crisis is looming at the Mount Alvernia High School in St. James following a long-standing sewage problem made worse by Hurricane Melissa. TVJ News was informed that students and staff have been falling ill due to the sewage overflow on the campus, and so there are urgent appeals for the relevant authorities to intervene.
It's lunchtime at the Mount Alvernia High School in St. James, and students are lining up for a delectable meal. But outside, an ongoing problem that's working against their appetite. Raw sewage that has taken over their playing field.
This smell has been affecting us for years.
But we were told it was made worse by Hurricane Melissa. The school's nurse, Joan Dixon, said many students and staff have been affected.
We have over 100 students with asthma. Now you know that once there is any pungent smells, it will affect those students and other students because the smell is nauseating. Teachers have had to leave the room because they too, in fact, one teacher had to end up going to the doctor because of the nausea that affected her.
The sewage has greatly impacted my learning as we had to change classrooms on several occasions, and due to the impact of Hurricane Melissa, we have no space, so we have to stay because we can't disrupt our learning because it's almost time for our Caribbean exam.
And due to limited classroom spaces, we were told it's extremely challenging to relocate an entire block to other sections of the school that are not impacted by the sewage. To get the attention of the authorities, we were informed that several letters were sent to the National Water Commission to address the problem. But
they have visited, but I think what has happened is that it's just a temporary fix that has been actually done. So what we need now is a permanent solution to ensure that this doesn't continue to affect teaching and learning on a daily basis. So certainly I've added this as an agenda item for next meeting coming in February, where we will ensure that this is addressed and taken to the relevant authorities.
Please, I'm asking the relevant authorities to get involved so our learning environment can be safe. With all these flu-like symptoms going on and respiratory problems, please, I'm asking everyone who can assist and who are the relevant authorities to come and intervene.
In the meantime, we unsuccessfully tried to get a response from the National Water Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at how they treat our students. Look at how they treat our children. Look at how they treat our children. You know, so much more to say. I'm going to take some calls. Marshi been calling me. But look at how they're treating our children. Look at how they're treating our children. This just came out as well. This just came out as well. Talking about the corruption in this country. You know? Medical doctor among 3 charged in fraud probe involving hundreds of millions of dollars. Corruption running deep, deep, deep. Deep, deep, deep. Everywhere you look, corruption left, right, and center. Listen, I could go on and on, but
Let me take some calls. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take some calls till 8 o'clock now. Call me at 876-562-8302. Marshy been waiting. Marshy, what on?
Me there, man, me there. You know, sir, I listened to 7 o'clock news not too long ago.
Yeah.
And one of Green compatriots, he was turning sailor into an orphan. Because you know sailor is an orphan.
Yes.
But success of many parents, they say. You know that Christopher Tufton say you can't blame the whatever going on at university, you can't blame it for him.
Oh, what you say?
There's a body who set up to deal with that.
Oh, what you say?
Christopher Tufton says you can't blame him. So, you know, I beg to ask, when the Prime Minister will come back to Jamaica?
The Prime Minister is not in the country?
He's in the country?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
If the Prime Minister was here, he would see the nonsense that's taking place at the university, or the corruption. He would hear the nonsense that Green is talking down that side. And the Prime Minister does say something about the corruption that's taking place.
No, this Prime Minister don't really address corruption in Mr. Marsh. You have to remember.
Well, for sure he can't. Because you can't curse yourself.
No, you see.
You can't curse yourself. Now, Green, I said, I want Green in there again.
Mr. Floyd Green?
Floyd Green really green, you know. But let me tell you something. I wonder if you meet a lot of shrimp at St. Elizabeth, don't it?
Yes, so that's what I hear.
Right. You know why not the head of shrimp?
What?
Full of shrimps and look in his head, what you see? You pull a shrimp and look in his head and where you see in that head. And if him not eat that one there, then it look like him eat crab, because crab full of certain things too, you know.
Full of something.
Yeah. Yeah, full of crabs, full of something. And shrimp have certain things in their head. And a most that in a Floyd Green head, why them attack them kind of nonsense. But me blame the Jamaican people to put up to the word if a garbage will take place.
Yes.
And you know, we aim to talk about Floyd Green, I talk about so and so. Well, the place where you were a couple months ago, the person at that place put him in that place last night. Good and proper. For them stupidness. And we sit back and allow these things to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Blame with self. Blame with self. You sit down here and the people them say, no more. No more right. You see where Trump are going with the US and all over the place? They said no more. No, why not them Manchester are going today? Because it's the winter snow what they having over there now. It's falling like hell. That's why the place not lock up today. And other parts of the world are not taking any more of the garbage. But in Jamaica, we put up to a lot of rubbish.
Yes.
So it's the thing to want to put up to it. Yes, Mr. Warner and your team. Do them same way because they love you. You see? They love you. Wait till the quart full. Have a good night, Perry.
All right, Marshy. Blessings. It's shameful for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not looking good, you know. How have we sat? We sit down through so much corruption in this country. It don't look good for you. It's a serious thing, you know. You understand? It's not looking good. We've sit down through a lot of corruption in this nation. And people are willing to demonstrate overseas. See, the ICE agents murdered the 37-year-old man in Minneapolis, you know. And they are protesting, demonstrating in the cold. Sanjay Richard is telling me. When will we as Jamaicans get up and stand up for something? The blatant corruption and undermining of the people's livelihoods. You understand what I'm saying? The blatant disregard. It is a shame, ladies and gentlemen. My God, Jamaica, you've accepted anything and you've called it leadership. It's a disgrace. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, sir. You have some of these politicians like Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness behaving as if they are indispensable. But look what happened to Nicolas Maduro. He's a lonely man locked up in New York right now. No help from his Chinese and Russian counterparts. So I can tell you, man, that these guys who are stealing public resources and making themselves high in the sky, they will be taken down. Because the amount of monies they have stolen from this country and caused chronic and severe poverty in the island. Lot of people would have otherwise obtained proper education. They can't do it anymore. And it's because of these greedy and criminal and selfish politicians. I am not surprised with what Floyd Green is going on with. Floyd Green, you know, is something is within his blood, you know. He behaves in that manner from he was very young. He's very selfish, greedy, mean-spirited. That's the kind of person Floyd Green is at all times. So I am not surprised, man. But Jamaican people should march out in the streets if they want a change now, so that America can see what's going on and intervene immediately. Without that, nothing will change because the opposition will not take on the mantle of leading or initiating a demonstration right now.
Yes.
When the people come forward, then the opposition within its wisdom will know what kind of action to take. But I can tell you, nothing will change with Floyd Green, Darrell Vaz, and Andrew Holness until the people take the street, and they need to take it like knowing jobs and send a powerful message to these politicians who are stealing public funds and we can't get better in life. I realize that Michael Leachin paid the bondholders, they're 94 million US dollars. And it is just within time of the government receiving $415 million in tranche of the IMF loan. So I really hope that the government didn't use IMF loan to help Michael Leachin to buffer a bond. Because he was far more money than that, you know. That's just one tranche of payment he should make. But he has multiple payments to be made. And I wonder how he will continue making these payments unless he is helped by the government.
My God.
So the opposition has to pay a keen interest in administering or watching over these funds. As to how these funds are administered.
My God.
But I can tell you, man, that these politicians, they are not indispensable.
Yes.
I'm sure Nicolas Maduro was more powerful than them.
True.
And see what happened? Right now, I don't even see Nicolas Maduro coming back out of prison because his powerful allies neglected him. So who is Darrell Vaz or Andrew Holness to be taken down? All right, Mr. Perry, take care.
Blessings. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? No politician is indispensable. Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? It is a shame. My God. What a thing happening in Jamaica, man. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, good night, Perry. Good night, everyone. So, Perry, this is my issue.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna address the issue about the police. You see, in everything there's good and bad. You have some really bad policemen, but then you have some good policeman.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I want to talk about is like sometimes, remember keyword, sometimes when you see police get up and go get somebody in their bed, some of these young men, they work in the daytime, but do we know what they do at night? You understand? And because of them, sometimes there are mistaken identity. Again, I say, police are you have good and bad.
Yeah, man, you have good and bad in everything.
But one thing I want to tell some of the young police them who is quick to like draw the gun, use the wisdom that they were trained with. You understand? So a lot of them go off of fear. And the fear caused them to, pull the gun before and then ask question later. And I blame some of the mothers, and some of the mothers, I blame them because some of the moms will see and know what their son do, and they uphold with it. Now, I have a son. Now, you think if my son live in my house and I see that he's doing all those things, I can save his life because I'm going to turn him into the cops. Listen, a lot of those young men's life would have been saved right now, even if they're locked up in prison. If I see my son committing a lot of heinous crime, wicked crime, you think I'm going to be afraid? If I know he's killing, raping, and doing those things, how can I live with myself? And then after police come and gun him down, at night I'm going to cry and say, if me did know? Yeah.
My God.
If me did know. So when me have to tell a lot of the gunmen them out there, calm down. It's too much going on in the world today. Everything that you're fighting for, you're going to die and leave it. Because I'm going to tell them, you cannot beat the police.
Yes.
You understand? There's no way you're going to win against the police. And I'm telling a lot of the policemen, instead of using fear, use more wisdom. Use the training that you get from your elder police. You understand me? But then a policeman now go allow you to kill him.
No, the thing, I think the conversation though, caller, is that a lot of persons are saying, well, there are many ways to look at it, because one may say that while it is true that some may draw their weapons because they are in fear, the other perspective is that you have those who draw their gun because they just blatantly want to kill. They want to prove a point.
Those are the bad policemen. Those are the bad policemen. Yeah, those are the bad policemen who live by the gun. You know what the Bible says, if you live by the gun. Those are bad policemen. But again, I'm saying, in my mind, like a group of police is just going to get up all the time and come in somebody's house 4 o'clock in the morning and shoot them down and kill them because they're bloodthirsty. The street talks, and sometimes a lot of men died innocently from the hands of police.
Yes.
It's horrible, if you see a mother cry for your child. But a lot of those, you have some wicked men in Jamaica.
Yeah, man,
you
that's
have
true.
some wicked,
You have criminals.
Glorious man in Jamaica. I said they don't deserve life. I wouldn't even pray for them, the things they do to women and kids. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I get
so
your
it's
point.
both ways.
Yeah, man, you can
both
look at it
ways.
in many different ways.
Yeah, bad man versus police, and innocent people get knocked out in the crossfire, and some of them police, they're very bad. I'm not gonna lie. All right.
All right, caller. Blessings. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it. You do have situations where the police must defend themselves. And we've said on this platform over and over that if you engage the police in gun warfare, and you're a criminal, the police have a right to defend themselves. And if you are gunned down,
After you are trying to kill police officers, then nothing can come out of that. But I think what most persons are upset about is the lack of transparency, the lack of proof or evidence to even suggest that in all of these occasions, criminals are the ones dying. For example, the 4-year-old that is a part of the statistic, that wasn't a criminal. So we ask for body worn cameras, we get 1,000. But there's a lot more cameras are needed. We ask for greater transparency. You have some police officers coming out to say that Jamaica don't cry out against bad man as though we cry out against police killing people. I don't think that's the issue. The issue is a long-standing one. Over the decades, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen a lot of police officers colluding with the same bad men doing criminal activity. For example, when you look at CTOC, when illegal drugs were found in their storage, so much so that the commissioner of police had to take them off the case. It doesn't increase the trust level between police and citizens. And that is what we are contending with. But I understand where the caller is coming from. You have menaces in society who continues to terrorize communities. And they must be put to a stop. We're not against the police officers fighting crime. We're not against that. What we're against is the lack of transparency and the innocent lives that are lost in the crossfire. You understand what I'm saying? I'm seeing in the comments where persons are talking about one of the contractors to the University of the West Indies that is supposedly being owned by a PNP MP. Ladies and gentlemen, you know my stance on that. I don't care what political party you represent. I don't care what campaign you were on last year. If you are wrong, you are wrong. Face the full force of the law. My issue is that a lot of the labor rights will readily come out and talk about the PNP MP who's supposed to own one of the contractors, but they don't want to talk about the other ones and who own them. They cherry pick. They pick and choose who they must speak out against. I speak out against every wrongdoer in this country. What about the others who were also contractors with the University of the West Indies at Papine? You cannot come out and talk about one person, but don't talk about the others. No laborite is willing to talk about the two ministries that were flagged for mismanagement, the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Ministry of Energy, Telecommunications and Logistics. Nobody is willing to call out Vaz and Tufton. When the Auditor General flagged them for alleged mismanagement, you don't hear labor rights coming and talking about that. No labor right is coming out to talk about the overall corruption that is happening at the university hospital. They come and try to attack Dr. Dawes. Young Jamaica, missing the point entirely. We're talking about corruption overall. We are standing at, it is not a party issue. It's not about green or orange. We're talking about corruption overall, and it is clear, Lorna Marriott, that the JLP, they will only pick up for JLP. And their agenda is to protect the administration led by Dr. Holness. And because of that, you don't see an island-wide fight against corruption. What you see is labor rights picking up for labor rights. Labor rights trying to protect the Andrew Holness-led administration. What you have is labor rights trying to point fingers, when the move forward should be fighting against corruption regardless of where the corruption is coming from. And that is the issue that I am having with many of these labor rights supporters. They are not willing to be objective. They are not willing to come out and split justice. They protect and shield because the script is this,
The Andrew Holness-led administration is the best administration in the history of Jamaica, and Dr. Holness is the best prime minister in the history of Jamaica. So anything that will seek to detract from that script, they will not endorse it. Neither will they stand on that principle. And that is sick. I am blessed 25. It is indeed sick. It is indeed distasteful. It is indeed troubling that we are unwilling to call a spade when even the Prime Minister of Jamaica is not even certified. What moral ground can the Prime Minister of Jamaica stand on and condemn any form of corruption or hanky-panky nor red flag when he himself is not even certified?
First of all, I think the Prime Minister repeated innuendo or direct attack which has been leveled by his party on my nationality. And, you know, I just wanted to just make it absolutely clear that I am indeed born here as a Jamaican. Here is my birth certificate, and it shows I was born at the University Hospital on July 19th, 1965, and it's right here. I hope your camera can pick it up. And I have a copy for you, Prime Minister. Right here, and I wish you could provide me with a copy of your certification, but of course you can't do so.
I wish you could provide us with a copy of your certification, Mr. Holness, but of course we know you can't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not join some of these laborites in playing politics. Corruption is all over the place. Medical doctor among 3 charged in fraud probe involving hundreds of millions of dollars. That is what Mocha is saying. Yes, I do Western. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support this platform, I don't practice to beg, but I know persons want to support me, so let me not, miss out on those opportunities. Now, if you want to support, WhatsApp me. The same number where we take calls. Please WhatsApp me if you want to support this platform through Western Union, Zelle, Cash App. Just WhatsApp me and I'll give you. A lot of persons already have the information, so from time to time they will send. But for those who have not yet received those information, please WhatsApp me and I will give you the necessary information so that you can support. All right? So just WhatsApp me and you'll get the information. We have the Zelle, we have the Cash App, and we accept Western Union, of course. You understand what I'm saying? So please, you can WhatsApp me at 1-876-562-8302 and you will be provided with all the information so that you could sow into this ministry. Because a lot has been happening. You see, since persons start to give, we fix up the background. Yeah, man, we get floating shelf. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to continue, listen, I have a vision for this platform and it's going to reach a place where, let me tell you something, I won't say much. I've been taught not to say everything or to reveal your intentions. But let me tell you something. Definitely, there is a grand plan for this platform. And I hope that we will all stick around to see where this will reach. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, WhatsApp me at 876-562-8302 for the Zelle, the Cash App, Western Union, and you can feel free to support from time to time. But ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to get into the business of playing politics with some of these laborites. Can you imagine you've spent millions of dollars to become a medical doctor only to be caught up in this? It is not looking good. So you see, when Mr. Crawford said one by one them going to jail, everybody who continues to uphold skullduggery and corruption and
hanky-panky business, backdoor deal. You all should face the full force of the law. This is a disgrace. Medical doctors involved in all of these things. It's not looking good for our country. But if the head of the stream is corrupt, if the head of the stream is corrupt, you can't expect anywhere else to be free from corruption and the erosion of trust. It's a disgrace. It is a shame and a disgrace, ladies and gentlemen. It is a sad day in Jamaica. It's a sad day for governance in this country. We're out of time, but let's pray before we go. God is doing an amazing thing in this country. God is still in control. God is still in control. Let's pray. Father, we give you thanks for your mercies. We give you thanks for your grace. We give you thanks that you are in control. We give you thanks that you still sit high and you look low. Lord, we pray for the government and for the opposition, for the leaders. We pray for the different ministries. We come against corruption. Lord, it has been harming this nation for far too long. Many of our children, they experience the unfortunate end of the stick because we have many in leadership who continues to benefit off the backs of poor people. But God, we're asking for you to intervene. We don't care on which side of the fence is guilty. Those who are guilty, those who continues to rob taxpayers' money to fund their personal interests, we say reveal them, lift the skirts, expose them, and let them face the full force of the law. Mighty God of Daniel, we pray that you will intervene. A lot of the ministries are under scrutiny. Too many of these ministries are under scrutiny. But just as how we prayed on Midnight Cry last night, we named every ministry and we asked for you to intervene, lift the skirts, weed out, sweep out the chorus, sweep out the corruption, sweep out the compromise. Because Jamaica under God must increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. Not a facade of prosperity, not PR stunts, but we must do what is right by the people of Jamaica. So we pray that you will lead us and guide us, give us wisdom, give us vision lest we perish. We're living in serious times. Our women are under attack, the children are going missing. My God, and some of our leaders are very silent on these matters. A lot of the people in the West, we see in St. Elizabeth and in other places where the people are living like common dogs in the rubble, in the muck, and in the decay. No water. My God, have mercy. Take out the incompetent ministers. Take out the incompetent member of parliament. The members of parliament. Take them out, those who are unwilling to do their jobs. They get millions per month, millions per year to do the people's business. If they refuse to do it, take them out. I don't care how you want to take them out, mighty God, but take them out. Enough is enough. We're taking a stance in the spirit, and we ask that you will arise in this nation and let us see a beautiful Jamaica, a prosperous Jamaica, a forward-thinking Jamaica. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Lord, you've revealed in my spirit that Jamaica needs its own airlines again. I'm not sure why you showed me that. I'm not sure how it will happen. But in the spirit, you're saying Jamaica needs its own airlines again. Probably we need to rebrand it. But Jamaica is in need of that again. I pray that you'll inspire the relevant leaders who will make that a reality. And help us not to be afraid of going back down that road. I believe with vision we can achieve it. And we can bring back some pride to our country again. Jamaica deserves it. Jamaica is the pearl of the Caribbean. We should be leading. We should be leading on all fronts. These and other mercies we ask in Jesus' name. Let the people say amen. Listen, I believe in my heart that the best is yet to come. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Stay in the Lord. Listen, I'm going to say this before I go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've not yet given your life to the Lord, I want to say this in all seriousness. Let me take this off. Let me say this to you before I go. If you've not yet surrendered your life to the Lord, please do so.
I'm talking to laborites. I'm talking to PNP supporters. I don't care who you vote for. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, what will matter is your personal relationship with God. Listen to what I am saying. We're living in the last days. The coming of the Lord is near, and your tomorrow is not promised. Let us remember that we should ensure that our anchor hold and grips the solid rock. This rock is Jesus. Yes, he is the one. This rock is Jesus, the only one. Perspective, God bless you tonight. Be very sure. Be very sure. Your anchor holds and grips the solid rock. This rock is Jesus. Like the live, share the platform. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Yes, he is the one. This rock is Jesus, the only one. My God, be very sure. Be very sure. Your anchor holds and grips the solid rock. God bless you. I believe in my heart that the best is yet to come. Bye-bye.
I said I'm happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his hand. Yes, mommy, I see you, I see you. Yes, the journey is almost over. Shut up. And the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling, I have a feeling, I have a feeling, I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Slide of it. Over there, sir. Who not ready to get, who not get up, who not get up, no man. Who not get up, no man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go. I am happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his. Over there, so I said the journey's almost over. I know the battle is nearly won, and I have a feeling in my heart the best is yet. Come on, church. I said the best is yet to come. When I walk through heaven's gates, yeah, I said the first time I'll see Jesus. I can hardly wait, and he showed me to a mansion and said, child, this is your home. And I have a feeling in my heart. You know this one? Listen, tell me who made the angels sing, and tell me who made. Oh, you know.
I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. We have you now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. Oh, I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear. Everybody know I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Watch out now. I want to see the angel marching. I want to be in that number. I want to hear. I want to hear that trumpet song. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear. God bless her now. I want to hear. When the name is called, I want to hear. Everybody do so, everybody do so. If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be here. Get something and wave it. Get something and wave it. Get something and... If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be happy. Walk out, Christian, walk out, Christian. I only live my life to please. Send me rocking for the road and the star on my phone. I only live my life to please. Live up my life. Come on, man, wave your man. Everybody, everybody, so. Live up my life. Live for Jesus. This is silent night. What a holy night. But